Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have been waiting for more information regarding the scandal involving the Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, and text messages. Now we have a new, revelation, where a second set of texts were sent by Mr. Hegseth, or at least the chat included his wife, an attorney, and his brother in the same chat. How is this possible? Now, I have a few, how should I put it, scenarios, and or how should I put it, alternative hypothesis. And that is Mr. Hegseth, the current Defense Secretary of the United States of America, stupid? Is a setup? Is that the intelligence services setup together with the masters of our country? Is Mr. Hegseth not doing what he's supposed to do in the Middle East? Is this the same thing as it happened to kind of resembles, yes, the Watergate, the fall of Richard Nixon, FBI, Washington Post, wasn't it? Mr. Goldberg, or whatever his name, Goldsmith. All right, let's dive in this little garbage. I don't pretend to know what happened, but I refuse to go full retard. Here. This is what we find. Former Pentagon official warns department dysfunction could topple Hegseth. So this is the end game. He needs to go. Maybe he made a mistake, which I don't think he made a mistake. Here, Sputnik, Pentagon chief shares data on Yemen strike yet in another chat, reports. So in March, U.S. Defense Secretary sent data on upcoming strikes on Yemen in a closed group chat on the Signal Messenger. The participants were not only people from his professional circle, but also his wife, as well as his brother and lawyer, the New York Times reported, citing sources. Wow, so let's see who are these three people. So the Republication notes that Hegseth's wife, Jennifer, a former Fox News producer, is not an employee of the U.S. Department of Defense. She should have not been in that chat. However, she was previously criticized for accompanying her husband to secret meetings, should not, with foreign leaders. At the same time, Hegseth's brother and lawyer work at the Pentagon, but as the newspaper said, it is unclear why they needed information about the upcoming strikes on Yemen. Let me think a little bit. I know I'm not doing it regularly, but let me think a little bit. If I have information about the US strike like that, would that affect the stock market? I think it would. Just a thought. All right, so that's the first one. Is Mr. Hegseth stupid? He just includes over there because he's a baboon? Is that a goal? Is that a stock market? Their profit? Or it is again the intelligence services set up. How could you set up things? Well, believe me, if they want something in your computer or in your chat, first, let's go with this one. Do you think that the Defense Secretary of the United States of America is monitored 24/7 by the intelligence services? I think he is. I think he should be. Why? So he doesn't play with the enemy. So he is under supervision. Now, if you are under supervision, what does that mean? You know what that means? That means your phone calls, your chats, all this are under supervision. I think they have access. Now, he's not denying that. That means he's stupid. Or is he denying it? All right, why are after Pete? These guys are after Pete from the very beginning. He was considered drunk, womanizer, untrustworthy, all those things. Why? They wanted to make sure that he pledges allegiance to... All right, let's move on. Let's go to the next one. This is one from CBS News, and they gave us the same information here. The same thing with the Fox News, and not this, but they want to stay on. Want to stay on? I don't want you. With the right here, Fox News producer holds no office, pop, 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 boom, boom, boom. Next one, the Indian Express, right there. All you need to know, and they tell us exactly that on March 15th, he sent messages over the encrypted app Signal, revealing operational details about U.S. strikes on Houthi targets in Yemen. Who's involved over there? Who's Houthis enemy? I made, you know who is that, right? The messages include flight schedules for American Hornets, a detail that experts say could have jeopardized the mission and lives of personal involvement. His wife should not have been in that if she was added by someone who has access and could alter the chat. The recipients of these messages were not military commanders or cabinet officials, but 3 close associates. His wife Jennifer, again, brother Phil, a Department of Defense official, and his personal attorney, also a Pentagon appointee. So you tell me about meritocracy. All right, so if you remember in the initial chat, it was accidentally sent to a guy called Jeffrey Goldberg from The Atlantic. So this guy, he is Jewish. Just a coincidence, but Houthis have a problem with Israel. So somehow, this guy, not Joffrey, I'm going to show you the Jeffrey right there. Not this guy. Someone included the journalist, this guy, in the chat. And he's got the information. Now, Jeffrey is actually from Moldova. He is from Moldova, but he is right there. He's not Moldovan or Romanian. Make a distinction. Okay? And that gets me to this guy. I mean, this guy first was informed by whom exactly? Who put him on that chat? If it was this guy right here, he's an imbecile. Or traitor, or however we want to call him. If it was these guys who took care of Nixon on Watergate, then again, what happened with the Watergate? Remember Carl Bernstien? You remember this guy? Oh, right here. Let me read it for you. The activities were brought to light after 5 men were caught breaking into the Democratic Party headquarters at the Watergate complex in Washington, D.C. on 1972. The Washington Post, now Jeff Bezos, isn't the Washington Post, picked up the story. Reporters Carl Bernstien, this guy, Jewish, doesn't matter, and Bob Woodward relied on an informant known as Deep Throat. Oh my God, she got it. Later revealed to be Mark Feld, who was the associate director at the FBI. So this guy confessed before his death that yes, I was the Deep Throat right there. So this guy, the Mr. Deep Throat, gave these two, Carl Bernstien and Bob Woodward, the information. Therefore, they could go and check on Mr. Let me see this guy. Check on the Watergate, the whatever building, and disclose it for all of us to know. I'm all for that. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for that. Get the truth over there. The problem is, Mr. Nixon was taken down because he did something to the people like Bernstien, I think, when he was in California. I want you to check deeper in that. And they never forgave him for that. And there are some phone calls, if you remember, with Mr. Nixon really disliking people like Bernstien, which is very bad. And Mr. what's his name? Jeffrey Goldberg. So maybe they have a little thing against this guy. Maybe they have a thing about and against Mr. Pete. What do you think? I'm not connecting any dots. I'm just saying things and I'm asking questions. And I'm allowed to ask questions in America. Maybe in Great Britain, Mr. Murray could not ask questions. But I will ask as many questions as I want. And if you don't like them, don't listen to them. Or write your comments over there and bring arguments and counter-arguments. Arguments to support your claims and counter-arguments hurting my arguments. That's how we in the Western civilization, Greco-Roman, not Judeo-Christian culture, that's how we do. That's how the Greeks taught us to do. We don't burn bushes and we say, oh, it is because they promised us. Okay, there's not a justification. Bring facts and evidence to support your claims. So, Mr. Douglas Murray. Remember when he attacked Joe Rogan? You asked just questions like he has never done that, unless you're an expert. Unless you know everything. Do you think experts know everything? Be careful. So, what do we have here? We have Hegseth, who is either a stupid guy or he was set up by the intelligence services. I don't know, I'm just saying. Could be. Is it? You answer that question. If they want to find out illegal stuff stored in your laptop, telephone, or iPad, they can do that 100%. They can do it. So if you think that these things don't happen, it's encrypted. You make me laugh. Anyway, and who encrypts those? Who? The guys, the owners of the little fucking encryption? Anyway, I'm not going to go into those details. The fact is, it's a coincidence that Mr. Jeffrey Mark Goldberg was just included over there. Then you got Goldberg over there with the other ones, just tipped by FBI. When they say parallel state, when they call it the swamp, I don't call it the swamp. I think it's a marsh. I think there are individuals who, in the center of certain institutions, departments in the United States of America, they think they are unaccountable. And indeed, they have a lot of power. Look what happened to Nixon. Did Nixon do something illegal? Okay, he did. Did others do the same thing? Well, didn't Trump claim that he was listened by these guys during his first campaign? Was that true? No, it was not. It was not true. By the same guys, my friends. And how do you beat them? They got the guns, my friends. And not only, they have the intelligence. They can plant things in when you find, oh my God, Tom Jones had this kind of porn in his laptop. If they want to set up Tom Jones, they can do it. All right, my friends? So, now, let me tell you this little thing. Remember Bill Clinton, the former US president? They covered for him. That is, the media did not publish. When Bill Clinton was the governor of the state of Arkansas, he did a lot of hanky-panky over there together with his brother. Or not? I don't know. I want you to go and look into it. I just give you hints. I'm on YouTube. You're free over there, out of FBI, NSA, CIA's reach. Okay? You don't have the KGB's protection, do you? So what do? I wanted to go and check out his brother's dealings from the governor's mansion. I wanted to look at Clinton's prostitutes, and the Secret Service is providing this, and how the media covered it. It was not a scandal, and he became the president. So these guys really think, they know. The problem is when you step wrong, in a wrong direction, then they will publish things. Only then they will publish things. So what did Mr. Pete do to deserve this? Well, if he, I don't know, maybe it's personal gain, as I said at the beginning. Maybe he didn't do something they told him to do, and now, oh my God, they set him up. I don't know, maybe it's just a baboonish mistake. I do not, coming from the same chutzpah that once you realize that they cover for you, because sometimes things happen to you and say, how in the hell I got here, man? I was so lucky. But no, that guy covered, that guy shut his mouth, that guy lied for me. Those guys gave me money. Those guys opened doors for me. Those guys used that trampoline for me. And when I get up there, I know who I have to pay back. You know what I mean? So when you don't do that, all those guys take their support out of you and you just collapse like that. Is this what happens with Mr. Hegseth? I have no idea. But definitely if I have prior knowledge of US strikes, 48 hours, I can get a multimillionaire or billionaire. It depends on how much money I have in the stock market. Why? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.